Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley just took place in the main event of their boxing. Well, Tyron Woodley's boxing debut and Jake Paul's fourth professional fight. Guys, I am shattered. I've been up since 6 a.m. and I've got to get up at 8 and it's 5:15 in the morning. So please, if you wouldn't mind subscribing and following for more, that'd be lovely. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna say it. One judge gave Tyron Woodley 5 rounds in that fight. Complete shit. Tyron Woodley won 1 round in that fight where he caught Jake Paul with a few good punches. Other than that, Jake Paul did well. He jabbed him, he threw a few right hands, and I think Jake Paul was against a much tougher opponent than Tommy Fury was. And when Jake Paul was throwing combinations, they were done with a lot more technique and precision and accuracy than Tommy Fury. Cardio for Jake Paul seemed to be a bit of a problem. He seemed like I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was actually tired. I just think he felt probably was a bit heavy, like his arms and stuff. And you could see moments in the fight where maybe he was looking as if he was being confident, but then he was dipping his head and showboating a little bit, like just trying to get his arms rested. I actually really enjoyed it. Tyron Woodley, if it was anybody else, I think would have won. Tyron Woodley doesn't walk forward normally. Today he walked forward, but just didn't throw punches. So Jake Paul was gassing himself out, attacking Woodley while on the back foot. Woodley was cutting him off, but Jake Paul was circling off both ways, which is very, very good. Normally you just see somebody circling off to the right. So I like to see that. That was really good. I really like to see that. Literally I haven't listened to the post-fight speeches or anything because I just came straight on to film this because I need to go to sleep. I need to edit, upload this and go to sleep. But yeah, like genuinely I thought it was very impressive by Jake Paul. I mean, it really shows you how quick he's improving. And after his last fight, I said his footwork. He crossed his feet while moving back. I said I didn't like that whatsoever. Didn't do that once this fight. Circled off very well. Landed better shots than Woodley. Better, more skillful shots. Better boxer, obviously, than Tyron Woodley already. I thought it was very impressive. I mean, I can't really fault him. He's a YouTuber, and I really did want him to win. I hated him. I hated his guts around 5 months ago. Absolutely couldn't stand him. Absolutely hated him. Literally thought there was no worse person in the world. And now recently I've actually come to quite like Jake Paul. I think he does beat KSI. But truly after seeing that today, I think KSI could also beat him. Woodley walked forward and barely threw punches. KSI would run at the boy and throw punches like mad and wouldn't get tired. However, Jake Paul, probably more technique, probably could land a harder shot, but would he get tired? So I'm actually, even after watching that fight, very excited for the KSI versus Jake Paul fight if it even does happen. Like, I don't really give a fuck. Don't know what's next for Jake Paul now. That's a decision win. Somebody gave Tyron Woodley 5 rounds. Fuck off. Like, boxing and MMA judging, fuck off. It kind of does show you how like different boxing is to MMA, and in terms of you can outclass an MMA fighter in a boxing ring. Of course. I'm sorry. Of course, I'm an MMA guy. I love MMA. MMA fanboy. There's many more ways to survive in boxing. You can just grab them, but you can't do that in MMA. Fair play though. Anybody who steps in a ring or a cage is an actual legend. Can't fault anybody for that. Like, as I said, guys, this is just what a day it's been. Like, I didn't think I was actually gonna step and watch this fight. I was just gonna watch the Fury fight, upload the video on that, and then it got 2,000 views in the first 2 hours. So I was like, right, fuck that. I'm making a Tommy Fury video, and I just make a Jake Paul video. I am shattered, guys, but genuinely, links down below if you guys want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter or something. Keep up with me there. I'm gonna try post more. Like, I never really post on this channel, but I'm gonna try work on posting a bit more, giving my thoughts on fights, etc., predictions, instant reactions to fights, giving my initial thoughts, what's running through my head. Like, what else? I think, what's next for Jake Paul? I mean, Tommy Fury would be a very good matchup. Next, it would have to probably be an 8-round fight once again. Fury's never done an 8-round fight. He did a 4-round fight tonight against an Oompa Loompa and looked bad. So I'd give Fury that fight, but I think Jake Paul would probably be like 4-3, 5-3. No, 5-3. Yeah, that's better maths. 5-3 to Tommy Fury by points, I think. Jake Paul really impressed me. He showed he can take a punch. In round 5, I believe it was, he got cracked, staggered back against the ropes, but he composed himself, he breathed, and he walked forward, trying to hurt Woodley once again. Got to the corner. That's what a professional does, and he will be even more confident after going 5 rounds. Because obviously, in his head, before this fight, think of all the questions. Fuck, I've never been 8 rounds before. I've never been 8 rounds before. All of his fights have ended in 1 or 2 rounds. So imagine now his confidence, knowing that he can go the full 8, and he can. Now he knows when he can push the pace and when he can sit back and wait. Obviously, it was quite simple against Woodley because he wasn't throwing much. And I think if somebody threw a bit more volume at Jake Paul, he would gas out a lot more. But obviously, he's going to go work on his cardio. He's going to go work on his ring management. He's going to pick an opponent he believes he can beat, but also that's a stepping stone to somebody else. And truly, I am very happy for him. Like, I never would ever thought I'd be saying this, but fair fucks to him. Absolutely fair play. It's incredible what he's managed to do. And I'm not even just saying this, the biggest rise in combat sports history now goes to Jake Paul. Nobody in history has ever done what he's done. Fair enough, he had a background, but the guy is a fucking psychopath. You look at his eyes and you see, like, terror and just hatred. He's not like Logan Paul. Logan Paul is so likable. This guy is fucking hateable, and he's probably a really nice guy, but, like, he's a cunt, but that's kind of what I like. I kind of like how he's so hateable now, in terms of, I'm not hating him anymore, and I think the MMA community especially is going to turn and be like, wow, like, he's like, fair fucks to him. And you guys can see how red my eyes are. I'm going to wrap this up just on that note. Fair fucks to Jake Paul. Never thought I'd be saying that. He was so impressive. I think people are going to criticize his performance because he got hit a few times and not a bit, like, you can't please everybody, but for him to be starting boxing 3 years ago on and off for like the first year, it's so impressive. I want to see him fight Fury or somebody next. That'd be good. You know, like, I'll read you out the quote of what he said to the judges. Cleveland, what's good? Look, I don't know what to say, but he's a tough opponent. He's been striking, or whatever you call it, for 20 years. I've been doing this 3 years. All respect, Tyron. Nothing but respect. Jake Paul gives his thoughts on potential Tommy Fury fight. He said, honestly, we'll see. I've been boxing for 18 months now. I haven't been to the dentist. I barely got my hair cut in the last 2 years. My teeth are crooked. My nose is crooked. I've dedicated the last 18 months to this. I haven't stopped. I think I might just need to chill out for a second and figure out who I am. I'm only 24. I'm changing. I'm growing. I'm learning a lot. I'm going through ups and downs, and I'm making mistakes. I'm going through ups and downs, but I'll keep my head straight. We'll see. Oh, shit. So he's saying he needs to figure out who he is after, like, all week saying he's, like, a fighter. Wow. Alright, well, thanks everybody so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Wish me luck for my day. I've got to get up at 8 and I'm working in the evening. Love you all. Bye.